for a few moments. Let's start off in the corpse pose and do just a few minutes of breathing. Carmen Cooper here. Welcome to my first online class. Lie down in the corpse pose and just breathe. If any of you don't know the corpse pose, it's flat on your back. Let your feet fall open. Turn your palms up with your arms a short distance from the sides of your body. Tune into your body. See where your energy is running today. Scan around your body. See if you notice any places where there's tension or strain or soreness of any kind. And if you find any areas like that, direct your breath towards those areas. Unleash your body's limitless capacity for healing and let your breath send your intentions for healing wherever it needs to go. If you focus on your breath, it tends to pull your attention out of your head and into your body. And while we're doing this class, we want our focus to be on our bodies. Sometimes it's helpful to me to make my exhalation a little longer than my inhalation. I've been at this for a while, so the ratio that works for me is an inhalation to a count of 3 and an exhalation to a count of 6. If that's too much for you, you can inhale to a count of 1 and exhale to a count of 2. If you elongate your exhalation a little bit, it increases the amount of oxygen in your body and decreases the amount of carbon dioxide. That's excellent preparation for yoga practice. Let's extend the arms straight out. And as we inhale, the right leg comes up. If the straight leg is too much for your hamstring, feel free to bend your knee. If you need to bend your knee, you may want to interlace your hands and pull the leg in a little bit. Stay here and breathe. As you exhale, right leg goes down to the outside. If your knee is bent, you'll be in a reclining tree. As you inhale, swing the body back to center. If your knee is bent, use the hands to pull it towards the chest. If your back is healthy and strong, take your left hand to the outside of your right knee and gently swing the leg across the body. Or if you're doing it with a straight leg, just swing your straight leg across the body and down towards the floor. If you have any degenerative disc disease, don't do the twists. As you inhale, swing the leg back to center. Stay here. Only if you want to, ease the leg back a little more. If your leg is straight, it'll look more like this. And again, only if you want to. As you exhale, head goes towards the knee. You can hover that other leg off the floor a little bit. A little bit of extra core work. Lower your head. Release your extended leg. Release your hands. And as you exhale, slowly lower that leg to the floor. When your foot hits the floor, relax completely. Feel your weight sink into the floor. See how effortless you can be. As you inhale, straight leg is too much for your hamstring, bend your knee. If it's bent, you can use your hands to pull it towards the chest. As you exhale, left leg goes to the outside of the body. If your knee is bent, you'll be in a reclining tree. As you inhale, leg comes back to center. If you have degenerative disc disease, stay here. If your back is strong and healthy, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Swing the knee across the body. If your leg is straight, swing the leg across the body down towards the floor. Try to keep both shoulders on the floor. You can look at the ceiling, or if you can do so comfortably, you can turn your head and look to the left. As you inhale, back to center. Only if you want to, ease the leg back a little bit more. If your leg is straight, it look more like this. Again, only if you want to, as you exhale, head goes towards the knee. You can hover that other leg off the floor a bit. A little extra core work. Lower your head, release your hands. That extended leg goes down. And as you exhale, slowly lower the leg to the floor. When your foot hits the ground, again, let yourself go completely. Let's bring both legs up. Go for a walk in space. Bend your knees. Hold on to them with your hands and gently rock up and down on your low back. This is called a rock and roll. You can also go from side to side. You can even do circles. Circles the other way. Now let's go to happy baby. Let's flail our arms and legs. Let's go back to when we were pre-wounded, 6 months old. We're trying to get our back strong enough to sit up and eventually stand and walk. Some happy babies like to hold their toes. The one thing all happy babies have in common is it's very soothing to the entire spinal column. You can make it a half happy baby by extending one leg. Bring that leg in. Extend the other one so that the two sides of our bodies will match. Now both legs one last time. Only if you want to, you can straighten the legs and make it an ecstatic baby. My hip popped on that one. Let's come up to sitting. Put the soles of our feet together for cobbler's pose, butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's a great hip and groin opening pose. If you want to, you can push your knees, let them up, push them down, let them up, about 20 times. Don't force them down. Don't ever force anything in yoga. If you want to fold forward, feel free to do so or not. If you're going to fold forward, exhale while you're folding forward. Inhale as you come up. If we can extend our legs. This is Dandasana, the foundation of all the seated poses. Just legs extended, hands on either side of your hips. Offer yourself a bit of support. You see me looking over here, it's because I got my notes over here. Let's bend the right knee. Take the right foot to the inside of the left thigh, between the knee and the groin. For Janu Sirsasana, or single-legged seated forward fold. Let's inhale. Get tall. Always get tall before you fold forward. And as you exhale, float down to your perfect point of stretch and challenge. If you're too ambitious and you go down too far, wait for an inhalation and you'll naturally retract up out of the pose. As you exhale, you tend to release a little further into it. Your breath has a wave-like motion on the pose. Inhale as you come up. Switch sides. Extend your right leg. Bring your left foot in. Place your foot somewhere between the knee and the groin. Again, inhale. Get tall. Float down to your perfect point of stretch and challenge. Inhale as you come back up. Now let's extend both legs. We're back in Dandasana, and we're going to inhale and get tall again, and then we're going to fold forward. Paschimottanasana, or full seated forward fold. Inhale as you come back up. Now let's lie down for a bridge pose. Bring your feet in fairly close to your buttocks. As you inhale, we're going to start coming up, beginning with the tailbone. If you don't want to stay up, you can come back down and do reps. Or if you prefer, you can stay up. When I come down from bridge, I like to pull my knees in and rock and roll one more time. Let's do an easy version of fish. Just sit in easy pose, which is cross-legged. Put your hands a little bit behind you on either side. And just gently and slowly drop your head back. Let's get down on our bellies for a couple of back bends. Let's start off with Sphinx. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Gentle little back bend. If you like it here and you feel like this is enough, stay here. But if you'd like a little more challenge, put your hands underneath your shoulders, lift your hands up off the floor, and first come up just using your back muscles. Then when you can't come up anymore, put your hands down and push yourself the rest of the way up. Exhale as you slowly come down, one vertebrae at a time. Now let's put our hands alongside our bodies for a locust. As you inhale, arms, legs, shoulders, and torso all come up. Exhale as you come down. The next one is bow. You can do a half bow if full bow is too much for you. Just reach back, grab one foot, half bow. Only if you want to. Grab your other foot, full bow. You can rock on your belly a little bit if you want to, or not. When I come out of bow, I like to push back into pose of a child. In yoga, we tend to stretch the body extremely in one direction and then counter pose to stretch it extremely in the opposite direction. Everything we were back bending in cobra, locust, and bow, we're now rounding and releasing completely. Let's come up on our hands and knees in table. For a cat stretch, as you drop your head and exhale, drop your tailbone. As you inhale, head comes up, tailbone sticks out. Synchronize with your breath and do a few of them. Now let's turn our toes under and push back into downward facing dog. If you want to stretch out your hamstrings, bend one knee while you straighten the other. Alternating sides. To come safely out of downward facing dog, drop to your knees and you're safely down in table. That concludes the asana portion of our class. Let's go to easy pose. Take the wisdom mudra and just slow our breathing down. Make your breath slow, full, and comfortable. Sometimes I like to open my left hand and take the wisdom mudra to my heart. The left hand receives, the right hand sends out. So I'm asking for whatever wisdom the universe has to offer me today, receiving it with my left hand, letting it travel up my left arm, across my chest, through my heart, down my right arm, and I am looping it right back into my heart center. I have another video of a yoga nidra to drain the stress, replenish you from the exhaustion. Go ahead and watch that video while you're at it. Thanks for tuning in with me today. Carmen Cooper, CarmenCooperYoga.com. Nice to see you. Namaste.